Another day, lovely. Right, studio, cameras 3 and 4, you ready? Camera 1 ready, camera 6 ready, brilliant, lovely. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Tuesday, that means it's tips, tackle, tactics, tantrums and throw your toys out the pram on a Tuesday. Here, bringing you all the latest news from the angling world. Here in the lovely UK, and who knows, we might even venture and speak on some things further afield. Camera 3, are you sure you're ready? Are you sure he's ready? Is he ready? Producer? So, what is there to discuss this week in the angling news? Well, I've had a few people get in touch with me. I said last time, if you've got any gossip, any news, as long as it's not factual, but as long as it's plausible, I guess is the word to use, because it's the news. It's just pretty much the same as what you read in the paper. So the idea is, every Tuesday, I tune in with you guys and bring you the latest and greatest from what's been going off recently. So unlike your ordinary podcasts where it's quite a professional environment, there's a nice log fire burning between two people, there's an element of trying to keep it as professional as possible and probably trying to avoid as much drama as they can, really. And I'm that guy who sits right in between and brings you pretty much whatever I can. So this week it is absolutely full of gossip on my sheet of paper in front of me. So we're going to get straight into it. And if you tune into my last news video, so one went on, did a video go on yesterday? I think it was lure fishing. The tips, tackle, tactics and tantrums on a Tuesday, throw your toys out the pram on a whatever. The video that went on last week, somebody actually commented and said, Stephen Thompson, his name, on YouTube, Ben, I've seen on Facebook that Shireoaks ponds are closing and Leo isn't answering his phone. I don't know who Leo is. Producer, do you know who Leo is? Have we got a Leo for Shireoaks? No. So we have no idea who Leo is. However, if some of you guys know that that is factual and it's ran by somebody called Leo and he's not answering his phone and that Shireoaks is closing, that could be the first initial spot of news this week. If you go in the if you skip through the old menu of mine video wise on my channel, I actually did a fishery audit there, and really nice place. Not a disaster, you know. It's quite a traditional little fishery down there. One of the ponds over time has just got very, very shallow. It's not lost water, it's just become very shallow. I've caught some nice carp out there and bream. I've got a few friends that have caught some nice carp from there, but there is another lake just up from it, which is pretty much predominantly a carp pond. And for years, people have spoken about how there's not many carp in there at all. Anyway, I was up for a walk around one day and it's quite busy. There's anglers all over, a lot of carp anglers taking it quite seriously. And as I'm walking round, filming, I gets to the corner furthest away from the actual building on the second pond, the higher one, and it is just a carp pool. It's literally carp soup. There's millions all in front of me. They're all on video. If you scroll through videos, you'll see them all. There's loads. So, yeah, if Shireoaks ponds is closing, anyone's got any information, drop it in comments, let me know. Do we know why? Is it being made into a private syndicate? Or, you know, there might be a little bit more information behind what this person's saying, but you know, you've got to be quite brave nowadays to leave your name on YouTube and say something that's not true. So I dare say it's, you know, it's plausible. You know, I'm not going to turn around and say this guy's lying. I'm also not going to turn around and say, yeah, he's 100% correct, because I have no idea. But that's why we're here. That's the news. That's what we do this for. So what else have we got this week? Another fishing tackle shop closing. Another one. Producer, how many tackle shops have closed this year so far now? That I've cried about. We're probably getting on for about 20. I think it's 20. About 20 tackle shops. It's 2025. We're just coming towards the end of it's 1st of December. Pinch punch, pink rabbits. But this is probably the 20th one this year that I've seen. There's obviously going to be more that have not announced it or that I'm not affiliated with on Facebook or anything. But This is probably the 20th one I've seen this year so far that's closed down. So think to yourself, how much is your local tackle shop worth to you? Bearing in mind, when these tackle shops go, they don't go and take a break. They don't just shut the doors for a bit or go part-time. 99.9% of the time, when these tackle shops shut their doors, that's it. It's over. It's done. So I, unlike a lot of people out there, including you guys that are watching, I can stand here and do that all day long, right? Because I can. You think to yourself, well, why are they closing? Over years, fishing has just become bigger and bigger. There's been more demand, more licenses sold, more day tickets sold. There's been more events selling out, whether it be matches, specimen cart matches, let's fish events. This year alone saw the most junior input in the National Celebration of Young Anglers matches down on Shropshire and Union Canal for the Canal and River Trust. There is so many people getting into fishing now compared to 10 years ago. So why are all the tackle shops closing? I'll tell you why. Because you can just sit at home now, and instead of thinking, oh, actually like that new pole that's come out, might save up and go and get it. But if I gamble, if I get into gambling and start giving a company my money, so let's say they've got this pole that I can go and buy, but they've got it. If I gamble £5 or £10, I don't know what the tickets are. Bear in mind, there's probably 30 of these companies out there that let you gamble for fishing tackle. If I gamble, I'm not knocking anyone that does it, by the way. I'm just letting you know I'm just letting you know where the water's going out. If you gamble money, you'll be in with a chance to win it, and you could. But what people forget is that £5 or £10 gamble you're making. You're like, oh, have I got it? Oh, I didn't win it. So another one, and then you can actually buy like 10 tickets at a time. And you can just, when you're like, 10 tickets, come on, I've got to win it. I've had 10 tickets. Just remember, there's 50,000 people also doing the same thing. So although the odds might sound great, you might win a t-shirt if you don't get your pole. You might get a disgorger. You might get a whip or a meat cutter. You could end up with anything if you don't win the pole. But you're not guaranteed to get these things either. So they're called like your little instant wins, I think they're called. Anyway, by end of week, Joe blogs, he thinks to himself, oh, not got that pole. It's more than a week, it's been going on for a month now, I've not got that pole. Well, what has he got in return? He might have had a t-shirt sent through post and his disgorger, but the £150 is gambled away trying to win the pole. That's now £150 out of his budget for the pole he probably could have gone and bought anyway. And because he's not going to his tackle shop to go and buy it, he's also not buying a couple of spools of elastic. He's also not buying a pint of maggots. He's also not heading off to a local fishery that might have a tackle shop on site. Like Aston Park Angling Centre, they've got a tackle shop on site. If you're not going there and buying any angling-based products, well, you're probably not going fishing, because you can get your day ticket while you're in there and go and have a day's fishing whilst you're there, unless you're specifically going somewhere else. So that's one of my main bugbears behind these competition firms. And I get it. I've never put the lottery on in my entire life. Too scared of winning it. And I'm serious. I'm too scared of people taking away the struggle from me. Never put the lottery on. Never gambled a penny in my life. I have once been responsible for a £1 coin going into a pub bandit. And that's because my mate kept putting a £1 coin in and it kept chucking it back out. So I said, I'll swap you for mine. And I promise you on my life now, it was in a local pub that I used to work in as a kid. And he dropped £250 and the machine didn't even have £250 coins in it to give him. So the pub had to give him the rest, and I think then the pub get it off the bandit company or whatever. Guess how much money he gave me for giving him that £1? Nothing. I don't know why I were expecting it, but I watched him and someone behind bar collect all these £1 coins on this tray, and I thought, oh, might be only a tenner here. I think I was 50. Didn't get anything. But anyway, that's closest I've been to gambling, and I don't have anything to do with it, simply because you don't know if, one day you're going to win. You might win, great. But the gambling companies, they create more losers than winners. So that one pole that's being raffled off, the 50,000 people that gamble for it, one person's going to win it. 49,000 people, 49,999 people, instantly going to become losers. They didn't win. So that's my biggest qualm. That 49,999 people that have given their £1 or £5 ticket to a gambling firm for some fishing tackle, all that money is no longer going into a tackle shop. Right? Now, some people are going to say, yeah, but they wouldn't have gone and spent all that money at once. No, you wouldn't have. But for a £1 ticket or a £5 ticket, when was the last time you went to a tackle shop and just spent £1 or £5? I'll go to Aston and I know exactly what I want. I don't need anything else. And I'm pretty sure I don't need what I'm going for, but I want it. And a £30 purchase, I'll walk out with 130 quid's worth of Preston Isle. And that's pretty much how it works. So you see what I'm saying? All the money that could be going out there into tackle shops, and this is on a daily basis, is no longer. So try and soak that information in. Not knocking anyone that does it. If you think you're great at gambling and you have, and the success pays off, by all means, that's what you want to do. Not judging you. You do whatever you want to do. All I'm trying to highlight is where the water's leaking out. Yeah. It just means that all these tackle shops are no longer getting all those funds. And I did start a bit by try and kick off a bit of a campaign. I got in touch with Angling Trust, I got in touch with Angling Times, and I tried to counter-attack it by coming up with a company or a system. Nothing to do with me, just my idea. I don't want anything from it. Where we could have all tackle shops around UK getting involved in a national tackle shop lottery system on a purchase-based entry fee. So when you go and buy a disgorger from shop for, how much are disgorgers nowadays, producer? They're not £1.80 something. Right, let's pretend they're still a quid. If that's true, that's mental. Let's pretend they're still a quid. And you go and buy a disgorger. You've not got one. Need a disgorger. Go in, quid, here's a quid. Right, here's got to go buy, going fishing with kids. Off you go. Your receipt has a number on it. Yeah? Every receipt has a number anyway, like a unique number, depending on what till you've got. But if you want to be involved with the system, it pays to have a decent till. That number is then what gets entered into a spreadsheet later on in week or once a month, and that tackle shop might be doing a like a prize bucket giveaway. So here's your bucket. It's got a rod in it. It's got a bag full of bait. That's just my bin. But that person's bought his disgorger. Off he goes. He's anyway a chance of winning this. And once a month, the tackle shop will announce, right, receipt number so-and-so. Keep your receipt. That's the idea of it. No, ticket number so-and-so. This is your number. We've called it out. You win this. So all the other people that have gone in and purchased a disgorger for £1 that don't even need one, but they want to be in with a chance of winning something, well, it's a win-win, because even if your number doesn't get called out, you've got your disgorger. And that's just a disgorger. Let's call it a £200 rod or an £800 seat box. Yeah? At that point, you're probably not even dreaming of winning a 60 quid bait bundle or a Preston Innovations 10 aisle pick, where you can walk down and just pick any 10 things off the feeder section. You're probably not even thinking about it. But that person might get a phone call and it might be, right, you've won the bucket. Oh, great, I didn't even realise there were, yeah, of course, yeah. No one's lost. There's no losers. Because everyone's got what they purchased. Yeah? So anyway, that's my rife with that. Over and done with. I'll put the bin back. On the back of that, Robertson's Fishing Tackle. We've come to the end of the line. Robertson's Fishing Tackle is based in Dagenham, down south. It is with great sadness that I will be closing Robertson's Fishing Tackle on December 6th. Please accept my apologies for the sudden closure. This is due to increasing pressures on the business and sudden family bereavement. So again, there's other things that can close a tackle shop or any business. That bit of glitter that I've just sprinkled on before this is just probably the main cause. And me saying this now helps balance the argument out. For anyone out there saying, it's not because of tackle gambling companies. Until then, the shop will remain open on Saturdays and ad hoc days, so keep an eye out for any updates when we'll be open. So come down, spend your vouchers before we close on December the 6th. It's now December the 1st. And bring your cash for the deals of the century. Robbo's farewell will be on December 6th, so make sure you come down for one last cuppa and chinwag. We love you all, Team Robbos. Farewell, Team Robbos, in a few days. And that's the sad truth, that we have got lots of tackle shops closing doors, and it's just an absolute nightmare. So support your local tackle shops, support your favourite tackle brands, whether it be they've gone under, whether it be that one over there, or support your favourite tackle brands. Make sure you go to your tackle shops and get something for your money. Stop throwing money out there constantly. Do it, but just slow it down a bit. Stop giving money for things you're never going to get. Go to your local tackle shop and actually get it and pay for it. Keep it alive. Because you know, the first time you snap your number 5 on one of your poles, or your reel breaks and it's under warranty, you can't take it back to these competition firms, because that's not what they do. They don't deal with that. It's your tackle shop that will help support you. It's your tackle shop that will get you in touch with the manufacturer and help you stay a happy customer. What looks like another positive outcome on the back of that conversation is a tackle shop that's just been purchased. And it looks like it's in great hands. Don't know the people. However, John Birchall, Vanessa Birchall, it says, and 3 others, Solihull Angling Centre. So we seem to have bought a shop. Chap there shaking hands with somebody, few pictures, and a chap called John Birchall has put, thank you to all that have sent their best wishes to us on our new venture. Just to make everyone aware, I am not leaving Packington. The shop will run smoothly with the current staff led by the very capable Duncan Clark, and we will be around to help if needed. Please support your local independent tackle shop. Can't stress it enough. It's not even me saying it, just me. Other people that run these shops, they can't stress it enough. Support them. When you want something, go there. Over the next few weeks, we'll be doing more netting work and restocking to improve the fishery at Packington Summers Fishery and the Broadwater specimen carp. So exciting times on all fronts. So I'm guessing these guys actually run Packington and Broadwater specimen carp. So that's always a bonus. If you've got a tackle shop and a fishery, or you're affiliated with the two, they help keep each other's pints topped up. So that's a great thing. The current staff are saying staying there. It keeps them in a job. And, well, from the response on Facebook alone, this guy, you know, obviously got a lot of pals, obviously got a lot of fans, really trustworthy guy. That sort of people you want taking over your business if you want it to thrive. So yeah, it's nice to see another tackle shop being kept alive. If I shake some paper like this, does it make me look important, producer? If I do this, or with a couple of sheets, and then just, and next, no, just stop doing that. Too loud on mic. Too loud up, Mike. Camera 3, you awake? Next, and this is crazy, I'll put the picture on the screen. Bournemouth Fishing Lodge. Mike dropped by from Gardner Tackle today and collected the line from our recycling bin. So recycling fishing line, by the way, is massive. I never have a massive influx of line to send off to be recycled, but if you go through realms of internet, you can send your fishing line. There's a few tackle shops. I want to say Todd Manor. I could be wrong. Or there's one near it. There's a tackle shop somewhere that they've got like a line amnesty, so you can actually go and actually shove used line into a bin, and it just gets sent off to a recycling firm. I do actually believe there's a company out there making glasses frames or sunglasses frames out of used line, which is good. And also, somebody did say a good idea would be to you know, the spools that line come on, recycle the line and remake spools out of recycled line. Anyway, a solid £11 in weight. Thank you to everyone that brings line into their recycling centre. Keep recycling, guys, and thank you all very much. And at the first glance, I thought this were 2 guys that had just completed November, and I realised one still had his beard and the other one didn't, and I thought, these aren't beards. And then it's fishing line. But look at all that stuff on there. That yellow and orange stuff's going to be a really thick sea line. So if you're a regular angler, especially deep water sea anglers, where, you know, boats where you have lots of line, a lot of that line every now and again will get dragged up and down boats, off rocks, shore anglers fishing beaches, it does take a hammering. Chucking a lot of line in bin doesn't mean, okay, I've not recycled it, but I've put it in bin, doesn't mean it's safe. It's still going to end up in landfill somewhere if it doesn't get incinerated or melted down. So just think, you can actually send it off directly. So probably get in touch with this tackle shop and just say, can I send in a bunch of line? It might cost you 88p to post a jiffy bag full of line. You're not going to weigh anything. If you live local, send it down or whatever. But that's my point. If you make that extra effort to make sure it gets done, it's like you're doing your goodwill to make sure it gets somewhere safe and gets recycled properly. So massive well done to those guys. That is a huge amount of fishing line. What else have we got? Update about the Wingerworth Lido in Chesterfield. So this pretty much went nationwide. Angling Times got hold of it. BBC got hold of it. A few other network folk got hold of it and broadcasting folk. And it did end up becoming bigger than we expected. But Wingerworth Lido had angling paused on it. They wanted to turn it into a biodiversity hub, basically for people to come and enjoy nature and sightsee and have it sort of an untampered arena, if you will, where it's just like a nature reserve, but you've still got the added benefits of being able to get in close quarters with wildlife. My biggest qualm was the only time that people see fish coming out of any reservoir or lake where they don't normally see them, because it's covered in lilies, there's a lot of weed. That's quite a historic feature of the place. It's not got problems, but they have been maintained to that standard for a long time, just so these specialist carp anglers can really get in there. And it's a real skill tester, but it does pay off. Some decent anglers have fished on there for a long time, and it just means that the only time people actually see those fish and to be able to appreciate seeing fish is when anglers catch them and they're getting them out of water into a waste sling and they're holding up for a picture and they cleaning them down, making sure that they're injury free or that any injuries are being treated, anything like that. I think it's common knowledge that fish sustain more injuries just by being in their local environment. Catching them and putting them back in is harmless. Like a hook in the mouth, it might look a bit red for a bit, but it soon goes away. But the amount of times carp anglers, I'm not a carp angler, I'm a specimen carp angler. The amount of times carp anglers catch carp and they've got big grazes on the side from spawning or just where they shake off and clean off on rocks, they can pull a scale, especially big mirrors or commons, and they can actually pull a scale and tear some skin off. And the kit nowadays that anglers have with them means that they can treat them. And I mean it, the fish turn into patients and they can treat them and put them back in. And you'll see carp anglers where they catch them again like 3 months later and it's the same fish, and you can actually see where this hole, either in its side or under its belly or a graze rash or something, where it's healed up and it wouldn't have normally. So all the little tiny carp aid kits that you get and the sprays and the gels, they are incredibly important to wildlife. And I know it's human interference, but it is. And since fishing was paused on Lido, lots of issues have been raised. They say that the fishing was paused illegally and a lot of illegal activities actually gone off with the local council and how they've ran it. But Wingerworth's local councillor, Ross Shipman, he's put a post on, and it goes, "The community have spoken on Wingerworth Lido." So basically, it got put out there and said, what do you all think? Do you think it's low importance or high importance? Here's a thing, fill it out, you vote, tell us what you think. And the results are in. So the consultation results are in, and they couldn't be clearer to every man, woman, dog and person held hostage at the council offices. That's pretty much how this has been seen. It's an absolute nightmare. It's not been done properly. And I tell you what, before I show you the graph, even if they want to turn it into a whatever, even if they want to fill it in, turn it into a car park or a Tesco, which will probably end up happening anyway, there's no reason why you have to ban fishing or pause fishing rights on there up until that last day. It won't have any interference with anything anyone wants to do whatsoever. So banning it made no sense anyway. It just wasn't worth it. But it just means that whilst ever you've got a ban on, no one's allowed to have any maintenance interaction with the place. No one can sort of keep up any upkeep focus on it. Alt Club have been told, stay away from it, it's not to do with you anymore. We've had carp die, big carp as well, because they just have to be monitored. The first time you carp anglers see a carp that looks a bit iffy, or you've put it back in and it's swam off and it's not quite right, it doesn't look well, there are things that can be done to treat the water, to capture it again, to take notes, report on things. There are things that can be done to help promote the life longevity of fish, believe it or not. People think that's crazy, but carp anglers in particular pay a lot of due care and attention to big fish. Yeah, when they're big, they're getting old, they cost a fortune. They're the ones that need the focus. A whopping 70.1% of respondents say that bringing fishing back to the Lido is of top importance. And there's the graph, the highest out of all options available to respondents. With 1,174 people taking part, this is one of the largest response rates ever for a local consultation of this kind. Thank you to everyone who had their say. And as you can see on that graph, high importance is off the scale. So that's not just anglers, that's all the local community in and around. So there's Wingerworth Lido. This is all the local community around, with the invitation of anglers far and wide to get involved as well. This isn't just anglers, it is everyone who thinks that fishing is important on there, because you take fishing away, you're going to take the focus away. You lose the focus on a fishery that needs high maintenance checks on a regular, it's going to become a weed pit like Hardwick. You go through videos on my channel, you'll see Hardwick and what happens to that place. Hundreds, well, thousands of dead fish, but hundreds of huge dead carp, lots of really big dead bream as well that got dragged out, big pike, perch. It was an absolute nightmare, and this is, nobody needs that. And the thing with Hardwick, it was once a natural little estate lake, and then a fishing club took over it. A lot of focus went in to keep the fish healthy, keep the weed back, promote angling, get more fish put in, stock them, get them healthy, you know, create a nice living environment for them. It's a bit like opening a big hotel and telling loads of homeless people, come and live here and we'll feed you for free. Completely free of charge, we'll feed you. And filling your hotel up, right? And then it's like the person that owns the building that you've got the hotel business in turns around and says, right, don't want you here no more, get out. But you can leave all your homeless people here. You walk out, and then the person who now has the occupied area of homeless people, which would be the fishery and the fish in this case, he just leaves them. Don't feed them. Don't let anyone else feed them. Don't let anyone have anything to do with them. And they all die. And they all become of ill health, and there's no focus. And that's exactly the same situation as a fishery. If you promote it and help the growth of something and then take human interaction away, you're going to struggle. Now, every year, the Environment Agency, licence fees, taking all this money. We've all got to have a licence to fish, right? You ever question where your car licence money goes? A lot more expensive. No one questions it. We just need one to drive. It's the same with fishing. The Environment Agency, every year, along with Angling Trust and other firms, they all have these incentive and fisheries and club-focused incentives where you can put an application in based on help you need or work you want help with carried out, or maybe a bit of funding or any events or something, and they all take it into consideration. And the Environment Agency every year have got, I think, what looks like a big pot of money, and they must take out what they need for their budget, and, you know, stocking, quality control and monitoring and all that stuff. Yeah, pretty much everything you can think of that needs an invoice. And anything that's left from the previous year, the following year they turn around, and this is what I'm throwing out there, and they use it to help fund Angling Trust, a big fan of this as well. If you've got anything club-wise that you need help with, a bit like a lottery fund, if you will, they are willing to step in and help you. So this is what they've said on one of their latest posts. Want to improve your fishery? You could create better habitats, enhance facilities for anglers, or protect your stocks from the impacts of prolonged dry weather. 2025 has been probably one of the driest droughts on record. In fact, now it's been raining now for 5 weeks solid, and everywhere's topped back up again. But that drought, even though most reservoirs now are pretty much full, hosepipe bans have been lifted, that drought still has a knock-on effect. Those, you know, it affects fish, it affects wildlife further downstream, and so it can cause wildlife to really migrate away to go and find a better, more comfortable habitat. And when that water comes back, those animals and fish, they're too far away to know it's back. So the droughts can have a really bad knock-on effect. Back to my fishing licence income. The Fisheries Improvement Programme, FIP, opens on Monday, the 1st of December. Today. It's open today. Producer, 1st of December? It's 1st, isn't it? Good, because elves have come out. It's 1st of December. It's open today. Angling clubs and fisheries are encouraged to submit projects. Angling clubs and fisheries are encouraged to Angling clubs and fisheries are encouraged to submit projects. Take a breather. You could be doing voiceover for this, couldn't you, really, and make it a bit more interesting? Camera 3, have you sorted this camera out yet? Angling clubs and fisheries are encouraged to submit projects proposals, which the EA may be able to provide some funding support. My mic isn't picking up that clapping, by the way. Find out more at, and the link is there, and what I'll do is I'll transfer a link from that into the description. People, fisheries, clubs, don't ignore it. Don't think to yourself, oh, they're not girls out. Just get in touch, apply. Angling Trust do something similar as well. Get in touch, put your application in, and just flood them. Every time they post and it's available and it's open, put in your proposal, even if you've pretty much got everything intact, because there might be something that you're missing. Yeah, I do a lot of fishery audits. A lot of people out there that I've been to fishery-wise, you've got no safety equipment around, or, you know, there's no bins there, or you've got some damaged pegs that need repairing. Before you start digging into all your day ticket fee money that's banked up for any future disasters, you don't know what's going to happen. Get in touch with these guys and see if they can help first, right? So a safety ring or a throw rope, it might sound expensive, but if you can show you're working out and what you want, you just never know. So even if they turn around and offer to fund your fishery with a £200 voucher or a £200 cheque to go towards some peg repairs or some peg backfilling, it's worth doing, because then that's day tickets worth of money that you've not had to dig into your pot for, that can help pay for when your chainsaw breaks and you have to go through kitty for a chainsaw. That could be the chainsaw that you need to purchase next, and you never know when a setback's going to come in. So please, not take advantage, but please consider that the EA and Angling Trust are trying to help. So that's what it's there for. So get your applications in, see what they say, and who knows, just something minor or something silly. Or they might even turn around and say, sorry, we can't help you this year, or whatever. But because you applied this year, next year when you apply, they'll know that, and they might turn around and say, yeah, actually, yeah, you got in touch last year, we'll help you out with that. A fishing pal, Facebook pal of mine, put on the other day, so a bit of match fishing, but fishing in general, right? About people that run events, and because someone knows, an angler knows they're not going to do very well, or they're going to be a bit rubbish, they don't turn up. So they might have paid the pegging fee, they've paid the entry fees, whatever, but they don't turn up. And you might think, well, that's not that bad. You've got to remember that that's one extra administration you've got to make towards draw, sorting peggers out, sorting numbers out again. Bear in mind, most of the time, you only find out these people aren't turning up when you stood there and you're like, where's Brad? Where's Steve? Where's all these people? Oh, they're not turning up. Right, great. You've already set all peg numbers in bag. You already know. You've already walked around your fishery or the venue, and you've selected areas where you can actually get the match fit in nicely. You've taken everyone else either side into consideration as the match or event organizer. When you get people not showing up, you're then giving somebody an unfair advantage. Yeah, that one person, or maybe two, if it's near an MPEG and you're in between. You've then got, let's say it's over 3 pools, and there's 20 people on each pool. You've then got another 18, 19 people that are at a disadvantage. So, which is balmy. And I even seen the other day on YouTube that Tackle Guru have put a video on discussing it. They're ruining match fishing. Should they be banned? And I don't know, I'm just going to throw it out there. Do you think they should be banned? Do you think that, and everyone knows what post I'm talking about on Facebook, and he's got the best mouth in business for this kind of sort of issue highlighting. The guy's a very well respected angler, but he has got a point. Should they be banned? Should you ban them from events, or at least sort of say, right, you know, for the next 5 years, when you apply for a ticket for this event, you're not even going to be considered? Because if somebody doesn't turn up, you can't just, right lads, give me another half hour, let me go and sort out pegging out again. No, you can't do that. Yeah, because then it has a knock-on effect with the other pools as well. So should anglers be banned? And not just match fishing, this is match fishing based, but carp angling, booking out swims, you know, booking events, booking lakes for a match and then not turning up or ringing up day before, I'm not going to make it. Because if you close your, let's say at Aston, for example, I book out the entire of stable for a match. And I have done before. I book out the entire stable for a match. Alex is like, yeah, sound, wicked, nice one. Well, let's say that I turn around to Alex and say, right, not going to make it, sorry. Well, yeah, he's had his money, fair enough. But he's had to advertise for last week on Facebook and social media and on the things when you turn up that lake's going to be closed that day. So he might get another 10 people turn up and pay for a day ticket and jump on for a couple of hours. Fair enough. But he could have had 30 anglers turn up that day wanting day tickets. And he could have really been. So although he's getting paid, it is sometimes at a cost for a lot of fisheries. So should they be banned? Get in comments, talk away. I think you can do anonymous comments. You don't have to leave your name. I don't know why you wouldn't want to leave your name. But get in comments, talk away. Should these anglers be banned for no showing? Where are you, mate? Oh, not turning up. Why not? I knew I was going to do rubbish anyway. Yeah, what about support? Yeah, but what about everyone else? I've got to jig up match. I've got 3 minutes before I do draw. No? Right, bye, you're never coming back. Boom. Because it does make sense, doesn't it? And I get it. It makes sense. Quite a controversial topic, but that's what we're here for. I saw Guru's post about it the other day and I thought quite fitting based on somebody probably under their umbrella that had said something and them doing the video. I thought it was quite brave. But yeah, it is a nightmare. So fisheries out there, I completely understand. I don't have a fishery, but I completely understand how, and especially match organisers, completely understand how that could be quite annoying. You know, 3 people, and that's just one person, by the way, 3 or 4 people not turning up. Why? Oh, I knew I weren't going to frame. I knew I was going to do rubbish. Weather were bad. I can't fish for F1s on a Silvers Lake in bad weather because all I can do is fish for F1s. I can only do that all day. That's all I can do. So yeah, sorry, not going to be there. Well, yeah, it is crapping on other people. Tell you what I'm a big fan of. NuFish. NuFish, on their channel, they have, and I can promote people's channels, can't I? I'm not getting in trouble for that. Not getting in trouble for that. You're going to wake him up, camera 3. You're going to wake him up. Camera 6 has gone for his lunch. Camera 4, just rolling. No one stood behind it. I can talk about NuFish, can't I? Brilliant. NuFish, so got a great team of people. Not one bad CV between them all, I dare say. But Joe Carus, and I thought it was Carus. Joe Carus and Mick Viles do the little podcast thing in the pub. I'm not much of a fan of it. I can't remember what it's called. The Mixing Bowl. So the NuFish Mixing Bowl is back. And I think by popular demand. From what I've read, comments-wise, a lot of people absolutely love the whole Mixing Bowl. It's set in a pub. I think it's somewhere near Trent. I don't know where. I know Trent's quite a big, long pond. But it's in a pub. It's a quiet corner. And once every now and again, Joe and Mick will get a couple of cameras in there. And they'll talk about everything angling related, like mainly match fishing stuff, talk about their recent pursuits, new tackle coming out. I think they'll probably talk on other people that have done quite well in their little circle and what have you. It's got a massive response. Why has it got a massive response? Well, if I had Joe and Mick either side of me right now, I dare say this video would do a few views, but they are probably like, 2 of angling's gentlemen, aren't they? I can't sit here and say that they are people. You wouldn't tune in for anything else, would you, really? You want to listen to him. Mick has got the voice of a novel narrator, and Joe, I think because he's just sort of been around the match fishing scene on film, on camera, behind a lens, in front of a lens for a while, it's a very familiar voice. Nothing's scripted, nothing's, one of them, bit of a Del boy. Just everyone likes to hear the guy. So the mixing bowl looks great, and I've got it playing on my screen now. Joe and Mick sat in a chair, both with legs crossed. Hey, not judging, right? Both with legs crossed, and the response they get from their content on there is great. So if anyone's a big fan of watching your angling favourites, talk away about angling, bit of match fishing, winter fishing, historic records, any historic memories or stories, because it is great to listen to it. I don't watch every single one, not a massive diehard fan, but I can see how easily people do get hooked into watching stuff like this. So yeah, massive well done to Joe and Mick. It's like Mick said, they never had any idea. They didn't realise what they'd created, and it is great. So it's quite hard for people to understand when I compliment somebody or turn around and say like, oh, they're pretty good at this, or that's good. People are like, well, hang on. Is he being nice? And I've said this to a few people. There's a few people in the past that have given me some real grief. I mean, hard time based on clash of opinions on Facebook in fishing or angling politics or anything like that. And it's not that I think you should deserve less because we didn't get on, or because you've got a different opinion than I have, or you don't see that same scope that I do. Like, I don't have a mixing bowl. I don't even have a fire. I don't think this house has a fire. I don't even think it has a chimney. I think chimney used to be over there. But you have to give people flowers where it's due, and it's great. Two guys under NuFish, not one bad angler under that umbrella. They all seem to get on quite well. They all do well. Mick Viles, Joe Carras. I kind of want to, sorry Joe, I kind of want to keep calling you Joe Carras. Why else would you not want to listen? And it is good, honestly. If you've not seen it already and you keep seeing the little clips they keep putting on Facebook and you're like, oh, I'll probably watch it, probably won't. Go and tune in and watch it. Get eating on, this time of year as well. It's a nice watch. Keep it in a similar environment as what they're in. Get eating turned on, get yourself a brew or a beer, get your feet up and just tune in. And it's nice to, it's really healthy on eye, and it's because it's angling related as well, it takes you off your seat box a little bit. So massive well done to Joe and Mick for the mixing bowl, doing really well. Let's talk about Middy. Because since posting that last video where I put a few things on screen which are nothing that are in my control, anyone can search Company's House. If you want to see any information or the current business status of a company that are registered on Company's House, you can go on Company's House, type in the company name, and it will bring it up and it says who the directors are, the current status, if it's in liquidation, if it's active, or if it's dissolved, which is gone, done, over. And since posting that video, and bearing in mind I got the information from people off the Middy page on Facebook, they were concerned because they were customers looking for and waiting for spares for their tackle. It was a jump on from me. So I saw it and thought, oh, I'll check that out. I dare say it's probably not true. I had a look, I checked it, it was true. I then observed the comments for a bit and started seeing people saying, no, Middy's not going anywhere, it's stronger than ever. And I thought, right, well, that's quite a broad statement to make. So I've had people get in touch with me. You might have seen a post on Facebook, if I've got some here on Facebook. You might have seen a post from me where I've put that on there, the update. I'm a Middy customer. I've shown you in the last video. I've got, I think 11 Middy poles. Some of them are the same, like what kids have used, and I've got like, big stuff. Lots of Middy tackle, terminal stuff, especially elastic. I use elastic on a regular basis. So when I hear that, there might be a bit of a downfall for me being able to access these great products, I thought, I better check it out. Anyway, I posted. like anybody can, saying, yeah, it looks like it's dissolved. If anyone, I even put, if anyone can say otherwise, or hopefully it's a mistake, then let me know. I had people commenting and they deleted the comments after, and I don't believe those people were aware of the current status, because they weren't mentioned at all in the status on Companies House. What's up? I'm not going to say anything. I'm not supposed to. I'm just saying everything that's factual. Oh, I'm not going to. I won't. So, I honestly believe that the people on Facebook that were giving the customers, the concerned customers, reassurance about the company, and I could see from their responses, like, oh, right, well, that's great, they were actually believing it. I also had quite a few of those people get in touch with me saying, can't believe it. Like, I didn't realise you could check Companies House, didn't realise it was a thing. There's been lots of talk for a while about people being left in lurch when new stuff's coming out. But one thing I will leave this Middy topic on is they have announced new stuff for 2026, including a pole, luggage, rods. So apparently somewhere they've announced new tackle for 2026, but the company is dissolved on Companies House. Yeah, I'm nothing to do with Middy. I don't know. No one sat down with me and said Middy's dissolved. All I've done is I've followed the information from the customers that are concerned. I've then gone and checked myself, and it says it on there. So please no one turn around and say Ben's starting rumours. I am literally singing off a hymn sheet. That's all I'm doing. So it did kick up quite a stir, but that is pretty much the purpose of everything I do. It's to, you know, draw out the moisture, help draw out these conversations, because at some point there will be some factual content in there that these concerned customers will want to see, whether it be negative and like, no, it's a shame, but at least now we know, or positive, someone jumping in and saying, no, it's not going anywhere, it's a massive mistake. Companies House have accidentally spilt tea on the keyboard and it must have told computer that we're dissolved. So no, it's a mistake, don't listen. So yeah, who knows what's going to happen, but the information from last time, that's still the same as it is now on Companies House. So Middy customers, do as you please. There's also a comment on my video that said something like, you didn't answer the question about who the directors were. I don't need to. If you go on Companies House, it shows you all the directors, and it shows you their current employment status. It'll say whether they employed, it even says if they resigned. So you go on Companies House, type it, it's free, you don't have to accept and pay, it's just free. You just go on and do it. It's in the company's best interest. That's why it's there. So get online, have a look, search it, and yeah, who knows? We might be at some point getting a massive influx of Middy tackle coming back from somewhere. I don't think we will, but yeah, that's what everybody's saying. I'm going to finish off on a positive, which is everything that I do around here. I went out of the day doing a bit of a cheap tackle challenge with a spinning rod and some lures over there, just to a local reservoir down the road. That video went on yesterday, I think. Quite enjoyable. It's not really my comfort zone, but I can see how people can quite enjoy going for a bit of spinning. It's not something I'm into, but that's what makes it a bit more intriguing for me. So I headed off to a local reservoir, just going having a chuck, did a bit of a film, just to try and, I don't know, draw a bit of attention towards some potential pike catching, or try and get some massive perch in there, hoping for a big perch. If you've not seen the video, by the way, go and have a look. Catch massive fish. And anyway, I bumped into somebody down there, a young lad. He walking round. He had a camera on, and he were lure fishing for pike as well. And it were kind of good timing. I had no idea who he was or he was going down there. His name's Tom. He's got a channel called Teef N Lure. He's local to like Sheffield, Rotherham area. So all you people up there, you know, there's a guy up there who's really passionate about lure fishing for pike and perch and all sorts. In fact, he's that good at pike fishing with lures, he even caught a bream on lure, actually took it. So go and check his channel out. It's called Teef N Lure. And I think once a week what I'll do is I'll shoehorn in a bit of a channel promotion for people. Because if you're watching this video now, well, there might be someone else out there that you're also interested in. So Teef N Lure, his name's Tom. He's only got a couple of videos on there. We've bumped into each other the other day. We've not done a proper collaboration with each other, but who knows? We might do it in the future. And we just had a bit of a chinwag while we were fishing. And yeah, it's just an up and coming. These great anglers, by the way, on YouTube come from nowhere. A lot of them come from, it's just one day they think, oh, I'll film this time. And before they know it, 6 years down the line, they've got 18 cameras all over the place. So, I don't know. Support who you like. One day they might be creating great content that you're interested in and you enjoy. So, chuck him a subscribe, see if it's what you're into, and yeah, if anything on his future videos that take your interest or you think you can improve, or if you're a pike angler yourself and you love lure fishing and you can give him some pointers, give them me first because I need them. But jump on his channel and talk away, because it helps keep this little angling community alive that we've got. And he knows what he's doing. He's had some decent fish I've seen on his other videos. He's shown me loads of pictures as well. So yeah, well done, Tom. And Teef N Lure, like T-E-E-F, like Yorkshire would say it. So yeah, looks a great channel, and wish the guy all the best with the place. Once a week, what I'll do is, if you've got a YouTube channel or you make content on any platform, let me know in comments or get in touch with me on Troutbook and let me know. And I don't know if you're a group or you're a family out there and you make a bit of content, you know, I'll give you a bit of a weekly promotion completely free of charge. And it just helps keep us all, I don't know, keeps the focus going. Let's see what everyone's doing. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Anything else, producer? Nope. No violations? You'll edit them out. Brilliant. That wraps it up for tips, tackle, tactics, tantrums, and throw your toys out the pram on a Tuesday here at the HQ of everything angling news this week in the UK. Have you got a story you want to tell me about? Have you got some dirty gossip you want to share? Is there something terrible going off buried underneath the fishery out there that you want to tell me, that you want the rest of the world to know? Or have you got a story that's just a complete misunderstanding and everyone lived happily ever after? Let me know in comments. Get in touch with me on Facebook. Talk away. I'll keep you anonymous if you ask, or I'll put your name on there. Or if it's a good story and you want to be anonymous, I'll say I said it. How's about that? Let me know. Talk away, and I'll try and include it in the news. And also, between this Tuesday and next week, if anything comes up that's like an exclusive or something crazy happens, expect every now and again just for me to come on here and just chuck a quick update out there, because, you know, news never stops here at That's On. So that is it from the News at Ben here on That's On. If you've liked this channel, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. It's completely free, costs absolutely nothing. And like I've already said, comments, talk away. It's been nice having you. Hope you're all doing very well. See you next Tuesday.